So data driven testing mean in the sense of, let's suppose if you have seen the no commerce wala website, in that website what are the things we are doing? We have a username, we have a password field, and we have a login button, right? And inside of username we are passing username, inside a password we are passing the password, and after that we are clicking on the login button. But don't you think so it is very kind of, positive testing only we are doing, we are not doing any kind of negative testing here? So negative testing in the sense of wrong username correct password, right username wrong password, and both are wrong, means username and password both are wrong, what will be the expected behavior of the application? These things we are not validating. So how we can validate these things, how we can test these things, right? So for that, it's a data driven testing we came into the picture. Not only for this, there are many scenarios there where data driven testing is coming into the picture, like if you if you have seen this thing, right, like Google form. If you have seen Google form, inside of Google form, like a name field is there, surname field is there, age field is there, email ID, all those things are there, right? So in this form we might be sending different kind of data, like my name is Rajesh Thakur, Aparna name is Aparna Jha, your admin. So different form will get created. All those form is going to be taking from where? We are taking the data from somewhere, right? So we are capturing this data. For that, data driven testing came into the picture. Means testing derive on top of data. This kind of testing is known as the data driven testing. Means we have a data set, somewhere, like data set, maybe it might be in the CSV, or it might be in Excel, it might be come up with the form of the JSON, it might be the data will come up in form of the XML, many format, like might be data will come in the form of the text in PDF, sometime anything data might be come from any sources. Now based on the data we have to do the testing, that is known as the data driven testing. So now we have this is our application. Let me make a different color. Application, this is our application, this is our data set. Here in this data set we have a, right now I am going to test these things on top of login page, okay? So in this login page we have two things, like username and password, okay? And we have a result column, and username we are passing correct username, wrong password, wrong username correct password, and wrong username wrong password, and correct username correct password. So what is the expected behavior is there, that also we are going to update here. Let's suppose if correct username and wrong password if you are passing, what should be the happen? The test case should get fail, so it should return here is a fail. If we are passing the wrong username and correct password, then what should be there? It should also fail, then it should write here fail. If we are passing the wrong username wrong password, in that case also the test case execution should get fail, so in that case also it should write here fail. If we are passing correct username and correct password, in that case what will be the expected behavior? It should get pass, so that also we have to write. So we are maintaining our data set, we are deriving our test case based on this data, right? So tomorrow someone will come, okay, I have another username and password, try to test this. Okay, so I will pass this thing in the another cell, and I will see whether test case is getting pass or fail. It will write automatically in this sheet. Make sense? Any doubt? So this is our application, this is our data set. In between of these we have our code. We are going to write our code which will communicate with the data set, and from data set to application, and from application status, whatever application will come, so whatever status will be there, either it will be pass or fail, that status we are going to update in the data set. Make sense? Any doubt? Clear hai? So this is the complete architecture of the data driven testing. Now let's understand ki kaise karte, how we are going to perform these things, right? So I'm going to stop this and I'm going to share my PyCharm now. Okay, so yes, let me share my entire screen so it will be better. So yeah, so let's suppose we have our application, right? So let me open that application. Where is that application? Google.com. No. So we have our application, this one, right? So let's suppose if we are opening this application in the Google. So we are opening, oh, okay, let me log out first. Okay, so now we did a logout, and now what I'm trying to do, I am trying to pass something different, like Rajesh Thakur 1r@gmail.com. I am passing another mail ID. Let me see whether this is working or not. No, it is not working. So like this, I will pass her same username but different password. Means correct username and different password. Let's see what is going to happen. This is also not working at all. But if I'll pass admin as a username, if I'm doing the login, then it is reaching to the home page. It is reaching to the home page. So different kind of permutation combination we are going to do on top of the username, on top of this, you can say login wala page. And now we are trying to do how to do. So for this, what you can do, we have to create one Excel sheet. We have to create one Excel sheet. How we can create Excel sheets? Everyone knows, right? How to create an Excel sheet. Just open your Office, Microsoft Office, and just open your Excel sheet, right? So I having already Excel sheet. Let me open that. Wait a minute. So I having my Excel sheet in document section, login.xls. You can create, right? It is not a hard and fast, right? Any doubt? Okay, so I'm going to remove these things. Now what I'm trying to do, just try to understand here, guys. So I am going to pass, see, whenever you are going to do this kind of testing, always start with the negative testing. Means first pass the negative data, like incorrect username, correct password, correct username, incorrect password, incorrect username, incorrect password, all those things, right? So I am passing this username, this password. I am passing this username, correct username, correct. So before that, what I can do, I can create one more cell, insert auto one above, and here I am passing incorrect username like this. Shift@gmail.com. Can you create this Excel sheet? And it should be extension XLSX, right? And admin. Okay, and incorrect username, and now this is the correct username, correct password. And now we are passing this username, and we have to check whether it is accepting or not. And based on that, if it is accepting, then we have to write here pass. Otherwise, we have to write here fail. Right. Similarly, here also, if it will accept, then it will write here as a pass. Otherwise, it will as a fail. Okay, it will automatically, it will write. Don't worry. Okay, so here it will be passed. Right now, I'm writing this thing manually, but I'm going to remove these things. Now automatically it will taken care by the code itself. So now understood, this is our data set application, you know. Now coming to the coding part. Okay, so let me share my coding section now. So for that, what you need, we need PyXML to install. So everyone go to your PyCharm, and under the PyCharm, go to the setting option. Inside of setting option, go to your project interpreter and add here what you can add. 1 minute. PyXML. So here just go and search for PyXML. Okay, PyXML, just install this package. Okay, so in my case it is already, oh no, search for open 1 minute, what is that? Open PyXL. Open PyXL. Okay, so in my case it is already installed, so it is saying already installed, but in your case you have to install. Otherwise, this is the one way to install. Or another way, understood how to install the open PyXL. So you have to install. Other way is that once your installation part is done, that it's done. Now your job is done. Now what to do, go to your terminal. Other option, if you are not, if you don't want to install in this way, then other option is also there. Just click on this terminal section, and here just try pip install open PyXL. This will also work, this command pip package is there. OpenPyXL is the pip package. You can hit enter and it will get installed, right? If you are trying with me, do it. Otherwise you can do later on, right? So this is the one way. Now coming to the data driven testing. So see, what are the things we are doing with this Excel sheet? What are the things we are doing with this Excel sheet? So we are doing various things, like we are reading the data, we are writing, also reading, writing, and also we have to count ki how many data are available. Let's suppose right now we have 3 data point. So tomorrow might be 4 more data point will come into the picture, and every data point we have to check whether it is doing success or not, success or failure. So everything we have to check. So we have to write our custom methods which will return the number of rows first thing, and it will read the data from the cell row and cell wise, right? Clear hai? Any doubt? So this is the one thing. And also we have to write a status also, whether the test case is getting pass or fail. That is also another scenario, right? Clear hai? Let's start the things how we can do it up, right? So this is your test case, right? So here what you can do, so here basically you can create in this one package, one Python file, and give their name Excel utils. So Excel utils, you can give any name. It is not a hard and fast key. Always you have to write like this. It is, I'm not saying this kind of thing, right? So you can write anything. So what you have to do, so basically what you have to do, so we have to import this thing first. Import open Excel, open PyXML, and then we have to do many things, right? We have to do many things, like we have to read the data, we have to write the data. First thing is what we have to read, how many number of rows are available, how many number of rows are they available. So for that, what we can do, we can write our own method, def get number of rows, def get number of rows. You can write any method name, it is not in hard file. And then here we have to pass 2 things, like file is what, from where it will read, how your machine will understand from where I have to read the data. So file path, and then inside of Excel sheet, you can see inside of Excel sheet, inside of Excel sheet, it might be there are various sheet will be available. So which sheet it has to target, the sheet name, right? So yes, so sheet name also it has to target. So here what we can do, here we can define here sheet name, right? So name you can give anything. Now this is one done. Then we have to load our file, right? So we have to load our file. So how to load our file? Open XML dot load workbook, and here you can pass your file and it will load the file, and this is nothing but this is known as the workbook. Okay, done. Any doubt? Workbook, we had created our workbook. Now once your workbook has been created, then we inside a file, which sheet I have to target, sheet name, right? Workbook dot get sheet name, sheet by name, and here we have to pass the sheet name. So we are passing the sheet name, and what is this? This is what? This is nothing but this is your sheet. This is your sheet. Sorry, it's not a seat, it's a seat. Pronunciation should be correct. And then return what with this sheet, what I have to calculate with this sheet, what we are calculating. First try to understand. With this sheet we are calculating, firstly we are calculating the how many number of rows are available, how many number of rows are there. There are 3 rows are there, so 3 means it has to iterate 3 times. So what I'm trying to do, first thing we are calculating our how many rows are there. So just come here. So sheet dot max row. So we have to return sheet dot max row. Okay, wait, sheet dot max row. Okay, yes, this is the one thing. So we will get how many rows is there with this method. I'm just creating the methods, that's all. Now Once you are getting the rows, then we need a column. How many columns is there, right? So column is what? Just try to understand what is column. So if you can go to this Excel sheet, how many columns are there? A, B, C, three columns are there, right? So we have to count that also, how many columns are available. Though in this scenario it is not necessary, but yes, we need it. DEF, get number of columns, get number of columns. Okay, so again here we have to pass two things, like file name we have to pass, and that sheet name. So two things we have to pass. Again, for this also we have to create our workbook. So open XML, open PyExcel and dot load workbook, and here we are passing the file. Here we are passing the file, and this will return our workbook, and here we are giving this. Now second thing, we are getting these things. Now coming to this, so coming to this, now again we have to get the sheet name out of the all this one. So how we can get the sheet name? So sheet is equal to same thing, workbook dot get sheet by name, and here we are passing our sheet name. Sheet name we will pass at the runtime. Okay, from the program, when we'll do the programming, from there we are passing this, and then return what we are returning, maximum column, and here we are returning sheet dot max column. That's all. Now it will return. Now we have to read the data. So we have to read the data. For reading the data, we are going to create our method read data. So def read data, and again reading from where we have to read. First thing, file name, file path, you can say file, and then from which sheet we have to read, the sheet name, right? And then if you can go to this Excel sheet is divided in the form of the cells. So from which cell it has to read, right? This is known as the first row, first column, second row, second column, first row, third column. So column, we need two things, like row number and column number, right? So in order to read the data, right? Okay, so now we need here row and column, right? So I hope you are understanding these things, row number and column number. So here we are, you can write here row number comma column number, right? And that's all. Now again reading purpose, if you are doing anything, we need a workbook, we need a sheet. These things though is mandatory. Okay, I guess in 10 minutes the meeting will get over, so no worries, we can join another link. I will share you another link. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so hope you are understanding. Now we loaded our sheet. Now with the sheet we need to capture the value. How we can capture the value? Sheet dot cell return sheet dot cell, and here we are going to pass our row and column value, and it will return me row. So row is equal to this, and here we are passing the row number, and comma column is equal to column number. Okay, so column is equal to column number, right? Column is equal to column number. I haven't tried column. Yeah, I should write here. Okay, is it throwing error? No. And then what we have to do? We have to capture the value. It will return me the particular value, right? Similarly, if you want to write the data, what you can do? It's a reading data. How you read the data? It's very simple. Just copy paste this code, and I'm pasting here. And instead of reading data, write data. And again we need a file, sheet name, and row and column, and because on which row which column we have to write. So this thing we need, and also we need a data, what data you want to write, right? And here on the top of the value, see here we are not returning anything, we need to write here, right? So value is equal to, you can write here data. That's all. So yeah, and then we have to save also, right? So workbook dot save, and here we can pass 5. That's all. So our utilities package is created, Excel utilities. Now we are going to use these methods for the data driven testing. Any doubt so far?
Sir, why we are not returning, sir, for right data?
What you will do, returning in the sense of writing, in the sense of we are writing, right? We are not taking the data again, right? So after writing, our task is done. Are you want to fetch the data again from there, whatever you wrote it there? Returning in the sense of whatever reading, that data we are going to use somewhere. So that's what we are returning. But here in case of writing, if you can go to this sheet, if you will, if you have this Excel sheet, then here in this data we are writing. If we are writing something, are we reading something, anything from here? No, right? So that's what we are not returning anything, right?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Hai? So now let's start the testing. Okay, so I'm creating a package file, Python file, and here I'm going to write data driven testing. Data driven testing. Okay, so what are the things we need? First, import all those things. First thing we need Excel utils. Okay. First thing we need Excel utils. So we are importing, and then we need a Selenium WebDriver. So we had imported all those things. Second thing is what? We need a driver object. Driver object is for what? Opening the browser. For opening the browser, we need a driver object. Then third thing is what? We have to open the particular link. So for opening the link, driver.get method, and inside of get method, we can pass our website link. Okay. And fourth thing is what? Our Excel file. Where is our Excel file, boss? Our Excel, in my case, it is inside of document. It is inside of document, home, Rajesh, document, login, Excel. Okay, you can keep here also, so that you should not write always a absolute part. You can write only login.xls. In my case, it is inside of document, so I kept this file location. Now this is done. Now first thing is that we have to capture how many time we have to iterate. If you can see my Excel sheet, you can see, right, how many time we have to iterate, right? So four rows are there, right? Total 4 rows are there. 4 time we have to iterate. How we will get to know how many time we have to iterate at the runtime? So that's what we had created, our Excel utils. Excel utils will help us. Excel util will help us to how many time we have to iterate. So here what I'm writing, rows equal to Excel utils, Excel utils dot get number of rows. It will return, it is asking two things, like path, you can pass here path, and sheet name. What is the sheet name? You can go to your Excel sheet and check what is the sheet name. So sheet name is sheet 1 and S is capital. So I'm copy pasting this. So might be in one Excel sheet, there might be multiple sheet, and from which sheet you are reading the data, you want to read the data, that you have to specify. So we are passing here sheet 1, and then it will return what? How many rows are there? That is going to return here. On top of this rows, what we are trying to do, we are going to iterate a for loop. So for r in rows. So now the thing is very easy. Now the thing is very easy. Now, okay. Now for r in rows, and this will return a numbers, right? This will return a number. So what I'm trying to do, I am just creating a range function, and inside of range function we are defining rows. Now just try to understand what will happen. Let's suppose we have a 4 rows, so it will return what it will return? It will return 4. Okay, it will return 4, right? It will return 4, no doubt it will return 4. But if I'm passing this 4 in the range, what it will do? The range function, what it will do? Can anyone tell me? Range function will start from 0,
0.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it will not go till 4, it will go till 3. It will not reach to the 4, right? Am I making sense? Understanding? Are you able to understand? But In this Excel sheet, if we are reading the data from the Excel sheet, there is a no concept. In case of Java, indexing is always starting from the, I can say 0. But in case of Python, whenever you are writing these things, so this is always indexing is starting from the 1. So do you think this rows is important? First wala row? No, right? First row is not important. Username and password and result wala. So what I am trying, this is first row, this is second row. So from where we have to read the data? Second row, right? So just come to the coding. So intentionally I am saying to range function, hey range function, don't start with 0, start with second. And kahan tak jana hai? If I'm saying this rows, then rows is what? 4. It will return 4, right? But will 4 will print? No, because it will execute till 0 to 3. So I am saying, hey rows, you will to execute till 3. So I am saying execute till extra 1. तो अब कहां से एग्जीक्यूट स्टार्ट होगा? फ्रॉम सेकेंड टिल 4, राइट? मेकिंग सेंस? एनी डाउट इन दिस?
Two means starting from second row.
Yes, yes, second row. If you can see this Excel sheet, there is a data is starting from second row, right?
Okay.
Second to 4. But if I'm passing range function, if I'm passing some number like 10, if I'm passing 10 in the range function, so what it will do? Range function will iterate 0 to till 9. It will not reach till 10, right? So intentionally I am saying to you my code ki go 10 also. So I am including +1 in the coding. Make sense? Any doubt? Clear hai?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you for giving the confirmation. Now, be intentional, be focus here, right? Be focus here. So now, what we are trying to do, now we are going to read the data from the Excel sheet, right? So just come to coding and Excel utils, and inside of Excel util, we have a function read data, and read data is asking 4 things. What? File. So which file is that? It is stored in path. Then it is asking the sheet name. What is the sheet name, boss? Sheet 1. Sheet 1. And then it is asking row number. Which row you want to execute? Row is
2.
R. No, R. Why R? See, R is the itself is denoting the number, right? 2,
Yes.
4. So I'm passing 2. And then cell number means which column you want to execute. First column. So first column. So it will return me what? It will return me username. I am storing inside of username. Understood? Similarly, I can go, what I'm trying to do, I'm just copy pasting this line of code for the password also. Okay? So copy paste, and row is same, but password, for password, we have the second column. If you can see this sheet, you can see this first row and second column. It'll return